It's your boy Q Lewis representing live from the 48205. Man, this is a E-Block Radio exclusive because we normally don't do interviews. So I was excited to be able to bring a very special guest into the building today, man. Shout out to my man. Let's see, a producer, actor, best-selling author, founder. Like, we just got a lot of stuff going on. His reputation and his words speak for themselves, man. But shout out, I got my man Billy Carson in the building. What's going on, Billy?
Hey, what's up, man? I appreciate you having me on your show, man. I'm looking forward to this.
For sure, man. Yeah, we excited to have you. And like I said, I've been watching a few videos from from previously, so obviously I'm familiar with some of your work. But for some of the people who might not be, give them a little rundown of, like, who you are and where you're from, beginnings and all that good stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, my name is Billy Carson. I founded Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4. I came out with that around about 2011. I decided to want to bring a lot of information that I have been studying for many decades to the people in a way that they can digest and understand it, but also information that was hard to source and find. And so I started doing that. And because of the information I was putting out, it just caught the ears and eyes of TV producers and different types of TV shows. So I've been on the Travel Channel, the History Channel, the Discovery Channel, the Science Channel, every channel you could think of, the Gaia TV, and now even, of course, Dame Dash Studios TV, and of course now my own TV network, Forbidden Knowledge TV.
For sure.
And I've just been, they really like me because I had such a wide range of topics that I can cover. I cover everything from ancient civilizations, aerospace technology, astrophysics, quantum mechanics, esoteric wisdom, and knowledge. And so I've been fortunate that, I have a pretty good memory, and, and all these things I'm passionate about for so many years. It's been, really 40 years of just research and investigation and traveling the world 3 times to get this knowledge.
Right.
And I've been putting it out in a way that people can digest it. I also have a certificate in applied neuroscience from MIT, and a certificate in ancient civilizations from Harvard University.
Got you. Okay, so you're well accomplished, obviously.
Yeah.
I do got a question, just kind of piggybacking off of everything you just said then. So all of those were passions. What kind of even drifted you into that direction in the first place? Like, what made you so curious?
Right. Well, I'll tell you, man, to be honest with you, in 1977, we came down to Miami, Florida from New York City, from Queens.
Okay.
Trying to find, start a better life and everything. But we went from the suburbs in Queens to the ghetto.
Right, the suburbs in Queens.
In Miami. We were like right in the heart, in the mix, in this place called Opa-locka. But we lived next to Opa-locka, man. Whew. We lived next to Opa-locka Airport.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's the real deal, man. Listen, it's the real deal. I went down there a few months ago, and it's like worse than when I was a kid.
Whoa.
You know? Yeah. So I was in the backyard looking at the airplanes go over from the Opa-locka private airport. And I used to just watch the plane. We had no internet, no TV, all this kind of stuff. Like, there's no cable TV existed. So you go outside and play. And one day when I was back there, though, I saw this object come across my backyard that didn't look like an airplane. I didn't know what it was. It just didn't look like an airplane to me.
Okay.
It didn't have wings, a fuselage, a tail fin, a cockpit.
Right.
And so I was amazed, and it went across the horizon so fast, like in a split second. And those planes look like they're moving slow from when you're on the ground,
Exactly.
And I was like, what the heck? What did I just see? And then it came back and stopped, and then it went back out the other way.
Oh, yeah.
So the next day, it was crazy. I'm telling you, it was the craziest thing ever happened. So the next day I went to my school, Rainbow Park Elementary.
Okay.
And I went to the library, and I got all the Encyclopedia Britannicas on aerospace technology.
Gotcha.
And that's when I started researching that next day. I haven't stopped since that day.
Ever since that day. Wow.
I started looking for everything. I wanted to see if I can find what I saw. I didn't know about UFOs and aliens and all that stuff yet.
Exactly.
And so I thought maybe it would have been, so I looked at delta wing, swept wing, didn't look like that. I looked at different types of ballistics for ballistic missiles. I looked at different types of weapons that can be launched from marine vessels, even from submarines. Different types of advanced tech that we had back then, that was coming out, and I still could not find anything close to what I saw. So it just took me down this rabbit hole of research and investigation over many years.
I got you. So it led into about 40 years of research. And that's an interesting story. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like when I heard like all the research that you had done, I was kind of curious what kind of sparked you into it. That wasn't the answer I was expecting. I can't lie to you.
Yeah, man.
So you had a sighting, and that's what got you going.
That's what happened. I had a sighting and I
Wow.
couldn't explain it to myself. So
Yeah,
my mom told me anything you want to learn is in a book. So I started, let me get
that's for
these
sure.
books out, you know?
Right. You broke
Yeah,
them out. I
right.
got you. And so
Yeah.
like once you started doing that, and obviously you was trying to feed that curiosity, what's the first trip like that you made, and what were you trying to go discover at that point, if you remember?
Yeah, I do remember. So the first major trip that I made was to Chichen Itza in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Gotcha.
And I was like, there's pyramids there. Now I knew that I really wanted to get to the Great Pyramids at Giza and Cairo and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
But there were pyramids right over here, right, not too far away in Mexico that I can get,
Exactly.
down to the Yucatan for a lot cheaper.
Right.
So I said, let me get my feet wet over here first. So
Mhm.
now it's 25 years ago. I
Okay.
went to Chichen Itza, which was a great experience. I got to go into those jungles down there, take that bus ride through the jungle. They had this phenomenal place. We stopped and had this big dinner at this jungle restaurant type setup. It was like this whole new experience, like a new world.
Yeah, that's a
And
whole new experience right there.
yeah, and then to go down there and see these pyramids, and I was actually, able to climb them. Back then, you can climb the Pyramid of Kukulkan all the way to the top.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, now they've roped it off because some people went up there about 8 or 10 years ago and started vandalizing it and putting graffiti, all kind of peeing inside the temple.
Oh God, seriously?
Yeah, so they don't let you climb it anymore, but I have a picture of me at the top from over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a great experience just to go down there. And that was one of my first major trip that I could say, wow, I went on this, 4.5 hour ride through the jungle to get to these pyramids down in the Yucatan.
Right. No,
Yeah.
that's dope though.
Yeah.
Man, and it's like all of the things, because I'm just thinking about like all the places that you've been obviously at this point, and like the things that you were searching
Yeah.
to find input on. And it's like,
Right.
I think you mentioned this in one of the videos about how we have access to all this information just like right in the on the palm of our hands with all these phones and everything, and
Yeah.
people still kind of just neglect to like recognize. I won't even call it the truth, I just call it information, like, because it's
Right.
up to you to decide whether what you feel is true or not. But like all this information is available though. And
Right.
I guess my question is for you now, coming from an era where like you really physically did have to go to an encyclopedia, how
Mhm.
much easier do you think it is now for
Oh
people who
man.
get as curious as you are?
Listen, I don't even know how a kid can fail school nowadays. Like, how can you fail? Like, you can't, you know?
Right.
I mean, I remember coming home one day with an A minus and I cried all the way home because I thought I was going to get in trouble. And of course, when I got home, my mom laughed at me. I had never had anything less than an A plus up to that point.
Oh, well, that'll do it. Is.
Yeah, and it was all books, books, books. And now
Mhm.
it's like at the tip of your finger. Today, I want to take a trip to Korea,
Right.
Seoul, Korea. And I want to know what's the best month to go to Seoul, Korea. What's the temperature going to be? And I started asking my phone, what about this month? What about this month? I got all the way to April 2022, June
Yeah.
2022. And I realized, okay, June's the month I'm going to book my trip to go to Seoul, Korea.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, I can't just,
Exactly.
I would have to look for almanacs and all kind of, so it's like, man, right now,
Wow.
it's like the
First of
best
all, you
time
said
to be alive.
You said an almanac, man. Most people don't even know what that is.
And-
That's a throwback right there.
oh, yeah.
I guess we both tell our age now.
We're telling the age, man. We're telling it.
Right. Now with your with the TV network, obviously I know it didn't start off as a TV network, but when you first started, like the whole forbidden, like I just call it collection, because you got a lot of stuff going on underneath there. When
Yeah.
you first started, what was your grand scheme then? Like, what did you see as the big picture when you first started?
Well, I'll tell you what happened. So I had the idea of putting videos on my own little video platform. It was supposed to be more like this platform, like a YouTube type of a platform in a way.
Gotcha.
This is a long time ago. This is 2011.
Okay.
And so what happened was the video streaming company that I signed up with to start doing the videos, the streaming fees were so high for bandwidth back then. It was
Right.
costing me over $1,000 a month for streaming. I had like about maybe 140, 150 videos. I was getting
Yeah.
1 million views a month.
Right.
And I said, okay, I'm paying for people to watch my videos. I got to cut this off.
Exactly right. It's not cost
And that was
efficient.
Forbidden Knowledge. That was Forbidden Knowledge TV. That wasn't
Yeah.
Dot TV had just came
Just-
out.
I got
I
you.
had an extension.
You
So I
was
turned
ahead
it
of the
off.
curve.
Yeah, I said, okay, we got to take a break. Then fast forward, Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, everybody's coming now, right? With all these streaming platforms.
Exactly.
And now we got the bandwidth fees going way down.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, now it's time. After I got on Dame Dash and got on his streaming platform for a while. I said, you know, it's time for me to bring Forbidden TV. I had paid the renewal every year.
Got you. Oh,
for
you
the
just wasn't
name.
using it.
I just wasn't using it. You can see
Got
the
you.
age of that name is old. So I just brought it back, you know, and
Got you.
hopped on a streaming platform. And I said, it's time. Then now it's time. It's the perfect timing. I was ahead of my time.
Right, for sure. That's what happens. So yeah, a lot of times timing is everything though. Like
Yeah.
it really is the thing.
Right.
I know you mentioned the time at Dame Dash Studios. Like, how did that happen? How did that connection happen?
Oh man, it was awesome. So Dame Dash was following me on Forbidden Knowledge on Instagram.
Mhm.
And my friend and partner, Donnie Arcade, you know, we do music together for
Okay.
years now, since for 4 or 5 years. He said, man, you know, Dame Dash is following you on Instagram. I said, he is? I'm
Right,
like,
that's
wow.
major.
Yeah, you know, so I went to Dame Dash account and I followed him back.
Yeah.
I guess he saw the notification and then he DM'd me.
Uh-huh.
He said, hey man, you know, I got my TV platform, yada yada. I'd love to do something with you. I said, man, I'd love to do something with you.
Right.
He sent me his number. I sent him my number. We got on the phone real quick within a few minutes after the DM.
Yeah.
And then he said, when can you come out to LA to film some shows? I said, I can come there tomorrow.
Exactly. Like, I'm
He
there.
said, okay, well, meet me at the studio. So I hopped off the phone and booked the ticket to LA. And I was on my way to Burbank to meet him at his studio.
Mhm.
And he's like, oh, I couldn't get over there. Something happened, whatever. Just come to my house. I'm like,
Okay.
I don't even know. You can't be coming straight to his house.
Exactly.
I was like, what? So I get up. Okay, hey, I'm coming to your house. He says,
Exactly, right.
I rent a car. I drive all the way to 90210. I'm like, damn, I'm in 90210 at the top of the hill now. It's
Exactly.
like I'm on a TV show. I pull up to this hotel.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I thought they said this guy was fell off. This guy ain't fell off. We got two
Right,
chefs,
exactly.
a full-time driver, 2 housemaids, a nanny, and all these workers in the house and stuff.
Right.
Awesome, beautiful house, beautiful family. He greeted me like I was his brother from years. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like he knew me for years. Fed me, sat me down. We chopped it up for a couple of days, man. Went to the studio and knocked out 15 shows and stuff like that. It was just a great experience.
Oh, that's dope, man. That's dope.
Yeah.
And I think what you mentioned too about how people's perception of him, I think, is always different once they meet him. I
Right.
think that's always been the case.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, obviously you met him, and I know you met a lot of influential people
Yeah.
through the time that you've been like doing your thing.
Mhm.
Who do you think has been the most influential for you?
I would say the most influential person now to date, that would be a famous person. Interestingly enough, I would have to say Chris Brown.
Word.
Yeah, he started a communication with me through DMs. Actually, he started reposting some of my content without me even contacting him.
Got you.
I didn't even know he was following me until people like Chris Brown's liking all your posts, and I was like, wow.
Right.
And
Hey,
so-
you gotta start paying attention to your social media, man.
Yeah, it's just like these notifications coming so fast, you can't see
They
them
do
all.
that. Exactly.
And so we would have a couple, DM conversations back and forth, and I really saw it like this brother's really trying to better himself.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
trying to. I could see and I could see the growth stages in terms of the way he was thinking from back then, a few years ago, even until now.
Yeah.
And we just had a conversation the other day, and I see where he's going, and he's really trying to become a better person. He's really trying to elevate himself. He's trying to gain knowledge. He's starting to research and investigate things, and he wants to know more. And I think for me, that a lot of people obviously from the situation that happened in the past and so forth, so we don't got to go into it. But you put like a cap over somebody, you put him into like this box and say, this is what this person is.
No, I agree. Yeah,
but everybody has a capability and to grow and change and evolve. And I got happy because I got to see that I had an influence on this guy's mindset.
For sure.
And he really is a person that really wants to grow. So I think for me, he's a super influential person. He's posted my books, he's posted my information, reposted my content.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Yeah, and that for somebody that big with 40, 50 million followers to put information that may be considered gray area or controversial in some cases on their platform, I get to everybody to see it. That was like, wow, this is huge, man. I felt like I'm really starting to make an impact on people and have a positive effect.
Man, that's dope for real. Yeah, that's hella dope right there. Especially like when you find out that people are a fan of you, that you are a fan of them. Like that's always that's always hella dope for sure.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Yeah.
Now, like your situation though, the whole forbidden knowledge like concept. Like obviously I know that you had a thirst and some curiosity, But
Yeah.
was it somebody else like that was kind of like ever doing the same thing that you were trying to do? Like, where did you even get the concept from? Though I guess is the question.
Well,
Because like this, I
yeah.
know that creative people come with stuff from like anywhere. So I'm just wondering,
Right.
like, where did your creativity come from?
Well, you know, I have been putting information out since 2006 on
Okay,
topics kind of similar to forbidden knowledge, but I was mostly focusing on geology
got you.
because I started getting deep into geology as I got into astrophysics as an amateur astronomer and things like that. I started
Mhm.
researching the precession of the equinoxes. Now we're getting into the movement of this constellations across the sky, which is a 27,000-year-old cycle. I realized
Right.
that the cycle was speeding up. And
Mhm.
so when I realized that the cycle, if this, you know, if you're in a foot race with somebody, that Olympic race, right? And
Gotcha.
the competitor comes in 1 second ahead of you,
Mhm.
that's like a light year in you know, in a race. That's like
For
a big
sure.
difference.
Yeah, it
I'm
is. It's a big
talking
difference.
about, so I started precession speeding up from like 27,000 years down to like 25,000 years.
Mhm.
And so I'm saying, what can cause the stars to move faster across the night sky? So I started coming up with my own hypothesis. Could it be that the Earth is moving faster? Could our sun be moving faster around the galactic equator? Could we be orbiting? Could our sun be orbiting another sun? So I settled
Gotcha.
on we could be in a binary solar system where we actually have two suns, not one.
Mm.
As I started digging deeper into that, I started finding out more about the fact that we do have a binary star. There's a brown dwarf star that orbits our sun every 4,200 years, according to astronomers, which just
Wow.
came out only a few years ago.
Okay. Yeah, I
Back
wasn't
then,
even up to that.
oh yeah, I was putting this out way before it even became a reality in 2017.
Got you. Was ahead of the game again.
Oh, way ahead of the game, you know. And so that took me down this whole path, you know, into studying astrophysics, learning about the star systems, and eventually, I don't know what happened, but that page that I was talking about, the forums, they started getting ping attacked from
Gotcha.
China and all these other out of the country areas. And
Right.
I had an app, and that app started getting attacked, and it started going down. I said, well, whatever. So I stopped talking about this stuff.
Right.
So
You
then
know
I
what's gonna
said,
happen.
yeah, I don't know what. So I said, whatever. Apple couldn't tell me, and back then it was Android, not Google Play. They didn't turn it
Exactly. It was
Google Play yet.
Andrew.
They couldn't tell me what was going on, so I said, forget it. Let me just wash this out for a while. I'll come back. I came back as forbidden knowledge. I said, you know what? This knowledge is like kind of like forbidden knowledge. It's not like it's exclusive or top secret knowledge that you can't get access to, but I'm gonna come up with information that's so on the border,
Yeah.
so hard to piece together that you got to
Yeah.
get here from here to paint a picture. So I said forbidden knowledge, and I said I'm gonna come back as forbidden knowledge, and the timing was better than I was more into the time slot to
Gotcha.
bring the information. Whereas before it was like it was too radical. Get this guy off the air, you know?
Right. Too radical. You don't want to be plagued with that
Right,
label. Yeah,
right.
radical is definitely not the
No,
label you want for sure.
exactly. You know?
Oh, and hey, look, this is a way off the subject question, sort of. But like with all of the research you've done though, and this is probably really far fetched, but what because I have these conversations all the time
Yeah.
with a lot of people. But what is your insight? And I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's not yours. But what is your insight like on shows like Ancient Aliens?
Right.
Like
Okay.
shows that kind of I feel like a little bit take away from our legacy by trying to equate some stuff with aliens. Like I feel like it takes away a little bit from our legacy, but
Yeah.
from you doing all the research, like I just wonder like what people like you think.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I think, and it may be an interesting answer for you. So
Mhm.
now Ancient Aliens is a mainstream show. And so they
Yes.
have certain parameters, you know, that they got to box into. Even if you're
Mhm.
listening to some of the words that are being said by this guest, you'll
Right.
see that the guests, some of their words are been stitched together. You can hear the editing, you know, a little
Gotcha.
bit. So it might not be their full statement that they actually said.
Right.
I've been a victim of that before, so I know. But I do believe that based on my research and traveling, that
Mhm.
there are evidence of beings that I call them advanced beings from other planets, according
Gotcha.
to text, the tablets, the cylinder scrolls, the scriptures, and everything else that I've gone over all the years, all the indigenous cultures that I've talked to. But the thing that's going to be shocking is some of these peoples that came here and visited this planet, they were actually Black people. See, when
What?
you think aliens, people are thinking about little green men with horns or a little antenna come out their head,
Yeah.
and
Right.
people that look like monsters and reptiles and all this other kind of crazy stuff.
Exactly.
Actually, the opposite. The
Really.
more ancient texts you dig into, the deep antiquity, the super ancient texts like the Enuma Elish,
Mhm.
the Epic of Atrahasis, the Epic of Gilgamesh, The indigenous stories and handed down from the Dogon tribe and the Zulu tribe, you discover that they all talk about these people that came here from different star systems. And what's interesting is they knew the location of the star systems, they knew the orbital periods of those star systems, they knew the planets that orbited those star systems, and they also knew all the information, and still do today, about every single planet, shape, size, and color even in our solar system now. And they knew all this for thousands of years, and it was given to them by these people. But when you look at these tablets, you discover that people came here that looked just like us. And some of these UFOs that have been flying around and they talk about on TV and the news, there's Black people flying these UFOs.
I never even thought about it, Doug. That's crazy. Like, I never thought about it.
Yeah, there's Black people in some of these UFOs. That's the biggest mystery and the biggest reason for the majority of the cover-up. One of the biggest people in the aerospace technology, Norman Berggren, his resume can go from here, stretch around the planet 3 times. He was the head of Ames Research Facility. All the DARPA black budget projects, all the Pentagon contracts for aerospace. He was in the Mission Control Center when Apollo was doing the moon missions. He says in his own words in an interview that there were Black people in a UFO across the crater from Buzz when he was making his first steps on the moon.
What?
And this guy,
I've never heard that.
Oh yeah, I've got the interview. I can see the actual raw interview.
Crazy.
And then I've got the black box audio of Buzz saying they're standing across the crater looking at us. That's from the black box audio from the Freedom of Information Act. So there's Black people, 7-foot tall Black people watching Buzz take his first steps on the moon.
Wow, that's crazy. That's definitely, like you said, that's information that they don't want us to have, though.
No, they don't.
I've never heard anything about that.
Yeah. Black people in space. They don't want to hear about that.
Right. So I know we digging deep into some stuff, and I know we probably running out of time. I do want to ask this though, because obviously I think I'll be doing myself a disservice if I didn't ask. Out of all the things that you've been researching and trying to find the answers to, what has been the most shocking for you? Like, what's the thing that made you like, whoa, I can't believe that?
Yeah, well, there's a documentary I have coming out called Black Knight Satellite, The Untold Story. And there is a satellite that's been orbiting this Earth that we've detected since the late 1800s. Nikola Tesla, the inventor of AC/DC current that we use right now to power everything we got running to make this communication work for us.
Exactly.
And radios and everything else that he invented, lasers and everything else. But he discovered or detected a signal coming from this object hovering above the Earth in the late 1800s. Fast forward 1957, 58, during the Sputnik missions that Russia was putting out, the first satellites to orbit Earth and also one to go to the moon and orbit the moon. They detected an object. Even America detected it through the Mercury mission satellites when we were trying to create our space program. And they detected this object following Sputnik. And Russia also has verified that this object followed Sputnik to the moon.
Right.
And then fast forward to 1960, it makes Time magazine that there's an object above our planet that's in a polar orbit that makes its own course corrections. And that's the 1960s article. The actual journalist that wrote that article is in the documentary. I was able to find him in the UK and got an interview from him. And so this made Time magazine. Okay. Now fast forward again to the 90s, the space shuttle missions go up and take HD high quality image and video of the object, which is on nasa.gov. They put it under the label of space junk. This object is on a polar orbit. So right now, people know about orbits that go this way around the equator of a planet, right? You put a satellite in orbit, goes around this way.
Right.
A polar orbit, we couldn't do that until the late 1980s, where an object orbits the planet this way. And so when you're orbiting the planet this way, as the planet spins on its axis, you can scan the planet and you can get a lot of topographical information. Exactly. Heights of mountains, depths of valleys, depths of oceans, how much percentage of land versus water, what areas have particular gems and gold and oil and all this. You can get that all from space.
Gotcha.
So now this object is still up there,
and it's been up there for thousands of years.
NASA thought initially maybe once they really got confirmed it with eyes that it was maybe Russia. Russia thought it was us, but then they both said, wait a minute, neither one of us can launch an object that's estimated to be 15 tons into space.
Exactly.
We didn't have the capability. We just now have the capability probably to maybe try to attempt something like that. So
right.
This object has been also caught emitting a frequency. Now, this frequency was detected by ham radio operators, and it gives out like this coded location of a constellation called the constellation of Boötis, or the Boötis constellation, which is a constellation in our sky. Okay. But it gives the location of that constellation where it was in the sky based on our position right now, 13,000 years ago.
What?
So they're estimating this object could be 13,000 years old.
Exactly.
This is a huge untold story. That everyone,
right.
This object, it comes so close to the Earth every 2 years that you can see it with the naked eye.
Really?
If you look in the right part of the sky. Yeah, that's how big this thing is. So, and it's still up there.
And it's still up there. And it's been up there.
Been up there. And they don't want to touch it. And I don't blame them, because you don't know what's going to happen.
You said you don't blame them.
Yeah. Now I found accounts of this in ancient Sumerian tablets that came out of Mesopotamia, modern day Iraq. And so I'm bringing this all out in the documentary and showing that this thing is super ancient.
Right.
And this was the original all-seeing eye that Enlil and Enki were using in these tablets. They talk about having the capability. How it ties into, if we need to go over, I will, because I think people want to hear this. If you go to Egypt and look at the Giza Plateau where the Great Pyramid is located, you find out that the Great Pyramid itself, it gives you all the calculations of the distance from the Earth to the moon, the distance from the Earth to the sun. It gives you
I did hear that.
Yeah, right. But how can you get these calculations?
Right.
You have to have calculations from a satellite. You need the ability to measure distances. It also gives you the total land mass of the Earth, and it gives you the center of land mass.
Right.
To get the center of land mass, you have to have a satellite scanning in a polar orbit. You also have to have, it also gives you the average height of all the peaks of any mountains and hills on the planet. Yeah. So to do that, you have to scan the whole planet from space.
Exactly.
Calculate the total amount of peaks, and then divide them to get the average height.
Exactly.
You need a satellite to do that.
Right. A satellite that shouldn't have even existed at that point.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you look at all the faces of the gods on these glyphs in Egypt, they have African features, but they're all, according to the accounts from the text and all the glyphs, they're not from Earth. Right. That's what I'm telling you. Black people originated from somewhere else.
Man, what?
Yeah.
And that's heavy right there. You just gonna leave that right there.
Good, man. I'm dropping the mic right there.
You just gonna leave that right there. Hey, that's a hell of a thing to think about right there, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's so many things. Like, I mean, honestly, if you really think about all of the things that are unknown, it's almost scary. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, and then it's so much information out there. You got to decide, what's what, obviously. Yeah. But again, just going back to what you had said previously, there's no reason to not have to not take advantage of this access to information. Even though I do still think that there's some information that I guess I say this term loosely, they don't want us to have, you know what I'm saying? But I think that at some point you can find it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like for you been doing this for a while, doing a lot of investigating, a lot of, digging, like for somebody who had your same curiosity and kind of want to do the same kind of things you're doing right now, like what kind of advice would you give them?
I would say set goals, set a goal to take a trip. I was talking to my youngest son just yesterday. He's 21. And I was like, where's your first major trip going to be? He was like, so you got to think about it already. You should know right now. Boom. When I ask you that question, it's to come right off for your tongue.
Right.
Start making a plan. If you really want to get into becoming an adventurer, a real true researcher, I think that you really have to go out into the field and get your hands dirty. I think you got to get out there. I think, there's people who've done a great job, don't get me wrong, from sitting on their couch and getting on YouTube and Google.
Right.
But there's levels to the game in anything you do. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to become an NBA player just because you watch a lot of NBA and basketball footage on YouTube.
Definitely not.
Okay? There's levels, you know what I'm saying? You got to get your hands dirty. So I said, you got to make a plan, set a goal for your first location and have the reason why you want to go there. What are you trying to accomplish by going to that particular site, location, wherever it is, ancient civilization. You know, you want to know about the culture, you want to know about the indigenous people, you want to know about the foods they ate.
Right.
What is it? What's the goal you want to set? And then start striving and creating these goals. And people say, well, I can't afford to travel. I can't. Yeah, you can afford to do anything you want to do. It's up to what you want to sacrifice to be able to do that.
That's the truth. That's true. I mean, you can spend less money trying to go to Miami than like go to Africa sometimes. You know,
right,
it's like,
right.
You know how you play it.
Exactly.
That's definitely the case though. Now I gotta I'm getting so deep into all of these research questions and everything, but I know you got something else going on too though. From what I understand, you're giving away a Rolls Royce, man. Tell me what's going on with that.
Yeah, I'm giving away a Rolls Royce. So I've been fortunate, man. I've been blessed in my life, you know. I tell people all the time, I lived a life of 10, man. I've had so many things and been able to travel so many places, and I've had real, you know, brick and mortar businesses that have done well for me. I invested in real estate, did well in the stock market. I did well overall. And a few years ago, that was my second Rolls Royce. The second Rolls Royce, one that
talk about it.
Yeah. The Rolls Royce Ghost, and beautiful car, man. Absolutely beautiful car. And so what I decided to do, I bought a brand new one just about 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
I love the Ghost because you can drive it or you can be driven in it, and you don't have to feel like you're a chauffeur when you drive it. You know what I'm saying? You still look like the person that owns the car, not the driver. You know what I'm saying? So I like that I can flip it back and forth. Sometimes I get driven, sometimes I drive. Yeah. And so this car was one of those kind of cars. Beautiful black body with the white interior, white guts, like as we call it, man. And it's killer. You know, it's really killer with the suicide doors. You know, V12 twin turbo. You know, the full package, man. It's an incredible car. And I decided to go ahead and raffle that car off for charity.
Okay.
I had a choice. I could sell the car. I could have traded it in. But I said, but what's that going to do for, you know, the people? If I raffle this car off, I got a chance to do a lot of good with that money. And somebody who gets it can be blessed and take that car and they can sell it instantaneously, take that money, flip it into real estate, stocks and bonds.
Do whatever they want. Well, sure.
College tuition fees, start a business, whatever. Get out of debt. Get their credit straightened out, you know, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? So $50 a ticket. Okay. And the more tickets you buy, the price starts to drop.
Gotcha.
You know, so, and it's at 100,000.
How do people how do they get the raffle tickets? Like, how do you go about it?
Okay, so you go to forbiddenknowledge.com with the number 4 BIDDENKNOWLEDGE, forbiddenknowledge.com. Okay. And it says Rolls Royce giveaway.
Sure.
It's an official third-party giveaway. In other words, I'm not doing the raffle myself. It's a third party doing the raffle. The raffle is going to be done live at the Rolls Royce dealership in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on Sunrise Boulevard. Coleman Motor Cars. Yeah, you can come down. Listen, that's where they delivered my newest Rolls Royce. You know.
Got you.
And they're going to deliver it there the same way. And no matter where you are in the world, you can win it.
Right.
If you can't be there, the car will be shipped to you. It doesn't matter.
For sure.
But if you can be there, people can come down and watch the raffle live, and I'll be there, take pictures, sign autographs, whatever.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And but it's official. It's really, truly, truly serious official, and it's a real raffle, and it's going to help kids with school bags, holiday gifts, 4,000 holiday gifts, and also and every year what I do every winter is I pay single parent final notice electric bills.
Oh man, that's what's up.
So the last 4 years I did 46,000, 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, and 16. Gotcha. But this year I'm gonna take a larger sum of the money from the raffle, and I'm gonna do single family, which is single parent. So it's either single dad or single mom.
Gotcha.
They let me log into their electric bill after they fill out the form on my website. They got to qualify, and then I actually log in physically to their electric company and pay it. That way I know it's paid. Then I log out. Yeah, take my billing information and log out. I've done that now.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah,
man, that is a blessing. I think that a lot of times people forget, and I ain't gonna say purposely, but a lot of times like people's own agenda get in the way and they forget about some of the less fortunate, or even some of the people who were along with them at some point. So I think definitely doing your thing on that. It's almost time for you to get out of here, because I know she said you gotta get out at 12:45, but I did want to ask you about the book though. So woke doesn't mean broke, right?
Yeah, woke doesn't mean broke. That's the book right here.
For sure. Now
the book is 688 pages.
Got you. So it's 600. It's over 600 pages of some game in there, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
What made you come to this? Like especially the title, because the title is what caught me. Because I have seen where a lot of times woke does equal broke though.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. I just got tired of that title, that concept in people's brain that they put you in a box. Like if you're a woke individual or a conscious person, that it's not good to have money. It's not good to live good and travel. It's not good to have nice things. It's not good to have nice watches. I'm wearing a Richard Mille right now,
Right.
I mean, listen, I mean,
You said you woke.
Yeah, I'm woke. I got at my house, I got a Rolls Royce in one garage and a Rolls Royce in the other garage.
Right.
And I live in a nice house. And I'm like, why do you have to be put in this box where if you're conscious and woke, supposedly you have to be this struggling person? I came from that already. I grew up with holes in my shoes. I grew up with rips in my crotch in my pants because I was growing so fast. I only had 2 pairs of pants and had to bleach them and dye them with Ritz dye the next day to have a different color pair of pants to go to school. I'm not doing that no more.
For sure, right.
So if you're conscious, you know what I'm saying? So when you walk around with this woke mentality and you're telling people the power is in you, we got the power in us and we can create and we can manifest our life and blah, blah, blah. But you can't pay an electric bill. You can't manifest an electric bill. Something people are not going to believe you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But so I think that if we're really truly powerful people, which I know that we are, and if we have the power in us, we can manifest our own destiny, manifest our own reality. And with the right knowledge and information that you can be empowered with, you should be able to manifest abundance 24/7.
Oh, for sure.
Wherever you go, whatever abundance means for you. It don't mean you got to be a billionaire, but all your needs should be met on time and when they're needed. And that's that's what this book is about. And it also goes over a lot of financial principles that most of us had never been taught in school. I know I wasn't taught a lot of this stuff in school.
Oh, for sure. Any of the financial literacy stuff, we kind of for sure missed all of that.
Right. I think it's really important. And so everything from will and testament to different types of life insurance policies you need to have, how to get rid of student loans. I mean, the whole kit and caboodle is all in here.
That's the number one thing right there. I'm gonna have to give me a copy for sure. And right now it's available on Amazon and where else?
Amazon.com or get it on forbiddenknowledge.com. It's been a bestseller now for 3 months.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, and I can understand why with all the information that's in there. Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna let you get on up out of here though. But before you leave though, I just want to give you 1 second here to leave the people with some final sentiments, man. Like, so if you got some words of encouragement or something like that, what you want to leave the people with today?
I want to tell them, man, look, anything that you want to do, you can do. Don't let family members, friends, co-workers, anybody hold you back. You sit down and write down your goals, write out exactly what you want to accomplish in your life. And no matter what age you are, it's never too late to start working on those goals. Never too late to start working on those accomplishments.
Sure.
Set forth a plan, put together a plan, figure out the things that you're willing to sacrifice to acquire or obtain those goals and dreams, because it will require sacrifice and it will require an energy exchange. And if you're looking for financial freedom, you got to remember, money is just an energy exchange. Don't chase money, chase your passion. If you chase your passion and you fulfill your passion and you monetize that passion, not only will you feel like you never worked a day in your life, money will show up in your bank account as a side effect.
Oh man, what? Oh, I love that. It'll show up as a side effect.
That's right.
I like that. On that note, man, we're gonna let you get out of here.
All right, bro.
Billy Carson, man, I definitely appreciate the time. You know what I'm saying? We need to wrap again though, because I need to talk about stocks and bonds. I know you hit on that real quick, and I know you got some ideas about that.
Hey, let's go.
We got other conversations to have, so definitely we'll be in touch.
Definitely, man. Thank you.
All right, for sure, man. Thanks everybody for checking out, man. Of course, again, this is E-Block Radio, an exclusive interview with my man Billy Carson. Make sure you go to forbidden with the number 4 knowledge.com, right?
Yep, that's right.
Gotta make sure it's .com. Make sure you check my man out. Got the best-selling book here, producer, actor extraordinaire, and curious guy. All right, man. We'll talk to y'all later, man. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks. Peace.
All right.
Thank you for listening to this episode. If you or your company are looking to jump into the podcast world, now is the time. The Plug Agency is here to connect you to the full power of podcasting. You just record and leave the rest to us. The people are listening and want to hear from you. theplug-agency.com. That's theplug-agency.com. Click the link in the episode description for an exclusive offer.
pardonmyeastside.com. We've got t-shirts, long sleeve tees, snapbacks, skull caps, and yeah, we even got hoodies. Use the promo code eBlockRadio to get 15% off right now.